Hello, it is me again here. I had stated I would make an additional video, so just got kind of busy with work and life, but this is my update. As you can probably see too on my public feed, there are some uploads. You can see some communications that I have been beginning to provide to the public. You know, because it's real, it's raw, it's the truth. Again, y'all know my name, you know, I'm Meredith Mondello Wagner. This is again my public statement, you know, just super raw, unfiltered, to show you exactly what's been going on behind the scenes with HYBSA, and why I'm finally gonna, you know, continue just speaking out again. We would like to let you know we withdrew our children from HYBSA on March 24th. After the timeline the board had given us for the investigation into the harassment and misconduct had already passed, we gave them days before that deadline to take action, and they didn't. Then on April 9th, I received an email from the HYBSA president, Alvaro Martinez, stating that both Tommy and I were banned under a zero tolerance policy. No explanation, no reasoning, no incident listed, just a flat out ban. Because that made absolutely no sense, we immediately reached out to Jeff White, our liaison with Hutto Parks and Recreation, to help us get clarification. He had went to go speak with Alvaro before, and Alvaro just dismissed the claim and, you know, stated they would not be refunding us. But he reached out again. Thank you, Mr. White. Our family truly appreciates that. Throw this in there, Mr. Mayor, for reaching out, doing what you were trying to do, and appreciate the actions that you stated to us that hopefully policy changes will be made once this contract ends. You definitely have our full vote always. But there was no explanation in that email. There was no reasoning, no incident listed, just, yeah, like I stated, a flat out ban. So when Jeff White reached out to Alvaro on our behalf to get, you know, the reasoning why me and Tommy were banned for a zero tolerance policy, it's wild, my friends. From April 9th was the me and Tommy ban, okay? April 9th was our ban. Then Mr. Martinez comes back on May 3rd. Nearly a month later, Alvaro sends me another email completely changing the story. This time he says the zero tolerance wasn't for both of us anymore. Now it was just me. His reasoning, that I withdrew my children before the investigation was over, and that I was hostile and cursing in front of children. Let me repeat that. We were told the investigation would be completed by a certain date. We waited, we followed up. We withdrew our kids because there was no response. And who does that? Like, truly, who does that when sexual misconduct is happening on a field with my ex-husband that's there, that's witnessing, okay? One of the assistant coaches saw her approach him. Come to find out, there was a former board member that saw what was happening and heard what she was saying. And I'm going to be kind of like reading some messages just directly and then providing the screenshots, just so, you know, my excitement does not, you know, I want this to be facts. So just like I said, we withdrew our kids on the 24th of March. And then claims I'm the problem in May. So here's what we want everyone to know. There's been zero proof of me cursing in front of children. There's been no video, no statement, no parent complaint, nothing, at least that has been provided to us, right? This is him saying that's what his investigation found month later after. Okay, this is not okay. So just a claim made to cover their own inaction and retaliate after the fact. What's even crazier is that in that same May 3rd email, Alvaro made sure to state that Tommy and Juan were not included in the zero tolerance policy. Just me, the mom, the one who asked questions, the one who spoke up, and the one who had enough. So here's what's happening now. I'll be uploading every message, every screenshot, every email, including both versions of Alvaro's statements, so the public can see how inconsistent and retaliatory this has become. I will be also sharing more evidence of harassment and defamation from Brandy McCool, because this didn't stop, and we had provided this information to the board where a Google number came in and said some horrible harassing things, not only about me, calling my children monsters, calling Tommy all kinds of things. And we have somebody that has came forward sharing that it was Brandy McCool that did that. We are not going to be saying who that is to protect their safety, but this has all been given to Hutto PD. We also were made aware that that information was provided to Alvaro Martinez on April 12th, and there was still not a response given back to that witness. I don't think y'all understand how bad this is. Like, this is so unethical, and this is not okay by any means. So, if anyone from HYBSA or the city wants to investigate this further, we've already passed along internal messages we've received about possible missing funds, because since we've gone public, there's been a ton of community outreach, 99% positive, 1% negative, and that 1% negative is all anonymous. Nobody wants to show face, so nobody really cares about your anonymous post. Like, we're not gonna be bullied, we're not gonna be like, this is real. Like, what they did to my family, this is real. This is not okay. I was trying to stop with those ums, by the way, guys. Got a little hate on social media for that, but like, I really care. Y'all know I don't care. So when that witness came forward for the missing funds, that's definitely not our fight. But the city and the mayor, they do have everything that they need to choose to step in or not. Anyone doubting this or trying to spin the story behind fake accounts, you're wasting your time. Go check out my Facebook. Go to my YouTube channel. I'll be uploading every single piece of truth, because this is not just about me, guys. This is for truly, guys. Come on, y'all. We're talking this $400 and something, like, in my opinion, is pennies for what had been put through and what was said through their Facebook that they were going to refund in a check and money order. They didn't, but they're, I'm sorry, this is not about that. We basically know that we're not going to get an apology. We basically know that they're not going to give us a refund. That's fine. That's, on them. They can have that karma. That is a horrible choice to make, in my opinion. I would never, ever do this to a family, ever. Especially with the evidence that we have. So, it is us just moving forward to bring public awareness on how HYBSA treats families when they speak up. especially good and decent ones. I mean, ones that truly, like I said, go to my Facebook, go to the YouTube, go listen how they spoke with me and spoke with Tommy. We don't even have everything uploaded yet. If we were hostile and, you know, there was an issue, they sure did not make it seem that way while they were speaking to us, and you can determine that for yourself. That is, I mean, beyond, I'm just beyond. So, you know, my family and the supporters that we have, you know, this petition that I have going on is to protect children and protect families, and to let them know that this is what this association is currently now. I don't believe that every board member is like this. I'm not gonna speak on this personally, but I had sent the petition to a board member that I thought was my friend that I have known for years. Did not know that he was a part of the board, and he ha-ha'd my petition, and I was like, oh, okay, so you're standing behind that, and then said he was on the board, and that I should have brought this to him before this got escalated, which, okay, I should have. I didn't even know. Listen, like, we were barely a part of this league. The worst decision I've ever made, ever. Gosh, and I will not be speaking his name out of respect because of our friendship and our history. But that alone, that I should have came to him, like something maybe could have been done differently. He asked me to stop messaging him because I was sending him the evidence, and I respectfully stepped back and said, okay, I will do that. You know, thank you for showing me your true colors. And that's okay. He knows that if it would have been him and his family and they went through that, that I would have had his family's back the entire time. So that's okay though. We move on. Everyone is who they're gonna be. So I wanna go ahead and read, and I'll provide the screenshots. This was between myself, Alvaro Martinez, my ex-husband, Juan Wagner, the Commissioner Cody, and Tommy Bartley. It starts on Sunday, March 23rd. I say, hello, President and Board. My name is Meredith, and I am the mother of Miles and Michael Wagner. I need to address an ongoing and escalating situation regarding the conduct of Brandy and the unacceptable behavior my family has encountered with this league. During All-Star tryouts today, which was on the 23rd, my ex-husband, Juan Wagner, was approached by Brandy. She made multiple inappropriate comments, including calling him handsome and offering to be his sugar mama. She turned to other wives and stated, "Didn't I tell you all I was coming over to flirt with him?" She also stated to her daughter that Juan left money on her dresser last night. That is not okay. When he made it clear he was not interested, she then made just a really crappy, honestly, remark, deeply offensive, telling him he needs to watch out for Thomas and implying that he was unsafe around our children. This is, quite frankly, one of the most insane and baseless accusations I have ever heard, okay? They had been friends for years, okay? So, and there's so much other information to this story that you will find out regarding coach transitions and how she approached us incorrectly, and that the board stood by that. And you can see that publicly, because we're gonna do, step by step at this point. Additionally, she called Thomas a leprechaun multiple times, which directly ties into the harassment that we received from an anonymous Google number. While we do not currently have proof of who sent those messages, we were prepared to involve Hutto PD to investigate the number, its IP address, and its origin if needed. However, I can confidently say that these messages did not come from anyone on our team, as every single parent has expressed nothing but gratitude for both Thomas and myself. Stopping from the actual messages, but yeah, the person impersonated themselves as a parent that was tied to the team. But we have proof now that it was not, and it was her. So going back to the actual messages that I will upload, I said the impact on our family and the next steps. This behavior has reached a level where my ex-husband is now questioning whether he wants to continue being a part of this league. As a family, we are at a crossroads. While we want our children to have the best opportunities for growth in this sport, we will not tolerate this level of unprofessionalism, harassment, and defamation. Regarding All-Stars, given the current circumstances and financial considerations, we are hesitant to move forward with any kind of out-of-pocket expenses. The league is willing to cover the cost for the twins' participation. We're open to discussing that at a later time. That was obviously, this is me stepping in, this is not in the message, if the board was going to be handling, as they said. However, at this point, we do not wish to continue addressing these issues through text or scattered conversations. We are formally requesting a board meeting with all of you, including Brandy, to discuss these matters face to face. This request is coming from myself, Thomas, and Juan collectively as a family. The goal is not to remove anyone from their position, but to make it unequivocally clear that this type of behavior is unacceptable and cannot continue. However, that's, of course, like as a board, you would want to think that they would want to remove somebody that was pushing that, but it definitely needed to be looked into, right? Right? Additionally, it has come to our attention that Brandy was nearly reprimanded by the board last year from parents that we have been playing with the league. While we were not involved at that time, it raises further concerns about an ongoing pattern of behavior. If others have previously raised concerns about her conduct, it's time to address this issue properly before it escalates further. Boundaries moving forward. Brandy is not to approach myself, Thomas, Juan, his fiance, my parents, my sisters, or any members of our extended family in any capacity. Her actions constitute harassment, and if this continues, we'll have no choice to pursue what we do. We'll pursue as we do, as everyone has their choice to pursue as they do, with doing or not doing. We have documented video evidence and all necessary proof to support our claims. I will be uploading a video stopping on the messages, but my first interaction, like I said, trying to keep it cool, you'll hear it. That was a friend of Tommy's, literally only met this woman once, and the first thing out of her mouth is something about cussing and calling her children fertilized eggs, and one is a semen demon. And then tried these attempts of this kissing weird thing, and I am thick-skinned. I can brush that off. However awkward it is, I'm just like, okay, this is weird. I am concerned with what had happened to my ex-husband, and that witnesses did see it, and that their investigation that was supposed to be done pretty quickly just didn't. And they said, oh no, we found no findings, and oh, it's all you. Interesting. So back to what the actual messages say. So let's see, sorry. So with the Google messages that we'll send later and upload later, just we're hoping, Hutto PD can kind of find the IP address, and they had already stated that, on a technical side, that will take some while, but it would just solidify the severity of the issue, because these text messages, guys, are horrible. So we truly have no idea where any of this came from. You can call every league we have ever been involved with, and we have references, plenty. Stopping again, the only reason we didn't go to Georgetown is where my babies were protected every year. Championship rings after championship rings, best coaches, best situation ever. Oh my gosh, we even had the president, he brought in a girl that had been like somebody I was in a previous relationship with, his daughter was able to come. She had been playing boys baseball and let her come in and play boys baseball and killed it over in Georgetown. Team mom, okay guys, like literally there, every game, every practice, anything. The reason why we chose Hutto is because we moved to Hutto. My children are hopefully going to be playing Hutto varsity. So we were hoping that they could build connections. We could build connections in our community so these babies could grow together through elementary and middle school and high school. Literally, that's, I mean, why wouldn't we have chose to come to Hutto when this is where we're, you know, living, and it's convenient, and it's where you're right there from our home, and our children will be going to your ISDs. So, you know, there's just been some comments like, oh, you've been in so many leagues, and oh, Georgetown, oh, this and that. That is so, no. We were with NAO for T-ball an additional season because my ex-husband, his best friend, they played there growing up. Phenomenal. You know, that's just where we started because they loved playing there. It's a great league. We had amazing coaches. And then we went to Georgetown for their entire rest of their life until this season. So there's been no issues on definitely on that side. Yeah, we should have, just stayed where, you know, but also we should have been able to come to Hutto or Round Rock and never been treated like this. Let me tell you that. This is wild and this is unacceptable. So let me get back because I am going off track here because I am excited and I'm just over this. Like truly, this is beyond. So like I just said, I've been a teen mom since T-ball. Every year, our families have contributed more than others. Already explained, our children lived in Hutto. I understand that I mouthed back to Brandy, but that was deserved. Her attack on Thomas does not make any sense. I trust the board and leadership of this league will recognize the gravity of the situation and take the appropriate steps to ensure a respectful, professional environment for all families. Please let us know when this can be scheduled. Okay? Again, that was Sunday, March 23rd at 3:52 p.m. Mr. Martinez responded back on our thread on March 23rd at 7:12 p.m. stating, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We will review, discuss, and reach out to everyone involved to get a better understanding of what occurred. We will then follow up on the outcome of the investigation. And I replied, thank you for reaching out. Cody has already reached out to me and I will be having a conversation with him tonight when he can get back with me. Which I have uploaded our conversations. One of them, there's some other ones that haven't been uploaded. Juan has requested, that's my ex-husband, that you call him directly tonight as he was there today and can provide firsthand insight. His phone number is this. We appreciate you taking the time to investigate this matter, but please make sure to connect with him tonight. Thank you. He responds, someone will reach out tonight. No one reached out to my ex-husband. Nobody. Okay? On March 24th at 1:41, I write, perfect, and thank you. Can you call my ex-husband before practice tonight? We start at 7:30 because there was no communication. My ex-husband then comes in on the thread. I understand that we all have careers and everyone is on a volunteer basis. However, with the seriousness of this, I'm going to call it how I see it. The league is dragging their feet on making a decision. There has been issues in the past with this particular person, and it's apparent whatever measure the league took previously wasn't severe enough to ensure it wouldn't happen again. I have kids that I have to protect and will by all means. I've been very calm and collective with this matter. I've allowed an organization to do their job and do the right thing, which is why I have remained calmed about this. Nobody has called me, my ex-wife, or Tommy to get any additional information needed for y'all to make whatever decision you see fit. With what I have provided to the gentleman last night, if that wasn't grounds for immediate removal or suspension, I'm pretty sure that this organization will not fully support the people affected in this. Lastly, I need some type of confirmation that will ensure me this psychotic B word stays away from me, my kids, and anybody close to me for that matter. The gloves are off, and to be more frank, I'm done talking about it. Maybe your decision ASAP and call me before 7:30 this evening before our kids are supposed to show up for practice. If there are any problems this evening, this will fall on Hutto Youth League for the incompetence of everyone on the board. I can assure you this is the last level-headed response you will get from me. Time's ticking. You know, we're just a family that I'm just gonna be silenced and bullied. No. I respond, thank you, Juan. Cody did call me and will be at our practice tonight. So just wanted to clarify, he did reach out personally, but agreed on everything that you stated, Juan. And then Tommy replied, thank you, Juan. And then I provided the messages that I sent to Brandy personally on this thread. I said, Brandy, let me make this clear. As a family, we are deeply confused about where all of this even came from. You've known Tommy, and Tommy has been nothing but a friend to you, or so we thought. Obviously, that was never the case. From the moment we met you at tryouts, you brought up inappropriate sexual comments in front of children. Even during that conversation, my children walked away for the first time in their life, scared that you could have been a coach. They asked me, Mom, she's not going to be a coach, is she? And I told them, no, that's not going to happen. But after that, I kept things professional. I was still going to support your child in baseball, but you were just not my personal cup of tea. Then the conversations with Chardon came up, and you sent Tommy a slew of horrible messages. Defamation at its finest. No board member should ever reach out and make those kind of claims. I wrote Chardon in a respectful way, asking if Tommy could step in as head coach since Chardon wasn't showing up and didn't know baseball. Parents were frustrated and they wanted Tommy to step in. We were doing this for the kids and their families and trying to make it work, but then you turned this into a mess. I have the text messages to prove it. You came for Tommy, someone you claimed to be a friend for no reason at all. The defamation and harassment you started were completely unprovoked. And I admitted to my team and to the board that once you started coming for my man, I took his phone and snapped on you, as you deserved. I have no idea if you instigated it or if it just came out of nowhere, but either way, it's absolutely unacceptable. Then, when it couldn't get any worse, you had the audacity to approach my ex-husband, flirt with him repeatedly, and make inappropriate comments in front of children. You even said he left money on your nightstand and made a joke about it to the other moms in front of your own kid. You didn't stop there. He repeatedly told you he was engaged and had no time for your nonsense, and yet you kept going. That kind of behavior was not only completely unprofessional, but it was also inappropriate for an all-star tryout with kids around. And then you have the nerve to keep attacking Tommy, even after he defended himself. Let me be perfectly clear. I told the board exactly what you've been doing, and it's disgusting. You've gone from claiming to be Tommy's friend to defaming him, sexually harassing my ex-husband, and spreading lies about me and my kids. You've crossed every line imaginable, and this will not stand. This is harassment, it's defamation, and honestly, it is illegal, you know? You will never speak about my family, Tommy's family, or any of our kids, or parents, or their parents again. If you do, you know, we could pursue on you, or, you know, just like maybe not. But, you know, depending, it just, and that's, you know, it's not a threat, you know, it will be like a promise, you know, at some point. That's why all of this has been sent to Hutto PD. So what you've done to this family is beyond unacceptable. I have kept it professional this whole time, but I'm done. The board understands exactly what's been going on, and the board stepped in to make Tommy the head coach. The team has been supportive, but let's be clear, you need to be removed. If you're not, then you win, and we're out, we're done, unless the board sees how sick of a human you are. Transparency for what I directly sent to her. Okay, this is what I sent to the board, okay? This was truly me. March 25th, still no response. Here I am. Good morning, board. This is Meredith reaching out again, as well on behalf of my ex-husband, Juan. I appreciate the conversations we've had with Cody and Jeremy, and Juan mentioned that his meeting with the president at All Stars went well, with great feedback about the twins. However, moving forward, we made it very clear to Cody last night, and I want to reiterate to the entire board that my ex-husband needs a direct phone call today, preferably from the president or vice president, regarding what he experienced at All-Star tryouts with Brandy. I also sent Brandy a direct message, making her fully aware that her actions have created serious potential legal consequences for her. We are hoping the board takes appropriate action, but ultimately that decision is yours. We are not on the board. We are just parents protecting our children. However, we will not continue in an environment where my family could be harassed, disrespected, or sexually harassed, especially when we may be required to be in the same space as someone who has already crossed multiple lines. We do not trust that Brandy is capable of maintaining professionalism, and her continued behavior proves that. It's disappointing that this issue was not addressed sooner. If she was spoken to and still chose to behave this way at All Stars, that speaks volumes about her character and about the character the board is choosing to support by keeping her. That decision is on you. We need confirmation by the end of day today on how you plan to proceed. If the board does not remove her and guarantee the safety of my family and others, we will not remain in this league. There are already parents on our team who we had never met before, who have expressed serious concerns about Brandy's reputation and past behavior. The fact that this was never addressed is alarming. If I were running a league, I would never allow someone to behave this way towards families, children, or coaches. The way this is handled will be a direct reflection of HYBSA's values. Juan expects a phone call by 5 p.m. today. He is available to take a call at any time. I do not personally need a call. I have all of the evidence I need, but Juan deserves the respect of a conversation, and I expect that to happen today. Additionally, Tommy has the full support of the parents and players. This team was ready to walk away from Chardon due to his lack of commitment and inappropriate behavior. You all investigated the situation and made the right decision to place Tommy as head coach because parents demanded the change. Cody confirmed last night that not one negative comment has been made about Tommy as a coach, so why is this even an issue? It is absolutely heartbreaking to be put in a position where this team may be torn apart over one person's behavior. If Brandy stays and we are forced to leave, we expect a full refund for our registration fees. We have only played 3 games, and given the circumstances, it is only fair that we receive our money back if our kids aren't able to finish the season. At the end of the day, this is about the kids. Brandy has made it clear that she is not here for the kids. We will not stand for an organization that protects this level of hostility, sexual harassment, and defamation. I understand that this is not an easy situation for the board to deal with, and I truly hope no other family ever has to go through what we've been put through. However, if you decide to keep Brandy on the board, please understand that families cannot be treated this way. For the record, we never asked for any of this. We stepped in to help lead a team that was about to fall apart due to Chardon's lack of commitment. And now, after all of that, we are in this situation because Brandy was never reprimanded for her behavior and has continued to escalate it into sexual harassment in front of children. Please reach out to Juan by 5 p.m. today and let us know how you plan to move forward so we can take the necessary steps on our end. No response. That was at 11:30, like I said, on March 25th, a.m. And then on Tuesday, March 25th at 1:17, I stayed. Hi, board. Unfortunately, since we haven't received any communication from the board, we have decided to officially withdraw from the league. Despite multiple requests, no one has reached out to Juan and no one has contacted Tommy. Additionally, I received a call from Double Dave's asking if I had placed an order for 10 pizzas or cheese sticks for cash delivery. Someone had used my information to make this fraudulent order. I confirmed with them that was not me, and they informed me that it was the IP address and other details would be saved in their system for tracking. I did it. It just was coincidental, separate situation handled. At this point, we need immediate confirmation on whether we will be fully refunded for our registration fees. If we are not, we will be proceeding with Hutto PD to formally report the ongoing harassment, defamation, and sexual harassment that Brandy and this league have enabled against my family. If a refund is issued, we will walk away and any legal action will be against Brandy and will be handled separately. However, if a refund is denied, we will ensure that Hutto PD, is going to be present tonight or tomorrow to document and address the situation properly. In that case, we will also require a board member to be present for a formal conversation so that everything is reported accordingly. Everything was like rained out, like that just, yeah. So please provide an immediate response confirming whether our refund is being processed. If so, quick text or email stating that everything has been refunded will suffice, and we will move forward with our legal matters regarding Brandy separately. We look forward to your prompt response, and that's it from there. So this now is a 35-minute video. I will upload the actual screenshots of what was said. My ex-husband, was going to pursue, but had complete faith that the board, had his back. I mean, he met with the president personally at All Stars that day. Come on. I mean, really, as a board, and then come to find out that she has an assault charge. And I don't know if that has anything to do. We're trying to figure that out with Pony and HYBSA bylaws and what that looks like. But an assault charge back that was convicted in 2018 in Williamson County. So much. Oh my gosh, y'all have no idea how many people have came forward about their experiences with this person. We have parents still that are connected to the league that are sharing experiences that are still happening to this day. What she's doing on Band, the app, and trying to remove her kid, and then deleting a post, and then trying to add her kid, and harassing people in stands and making scenes, and all of that is okay, right? That's just totally okay. Heard that she recorded a personal board meeting and sent it out to all the parents. So there's parents that are walking away because there's not been any changes that have been made. We're like, refund, y'all probably aren't going to give it to us, is what it is, whatever. But listen, you do not, you just, wrong people, wrong family. Not everyone is going to be scared and, oh my God, and, not speak for the sake of their children. That is not this family. That is not my community. That is not acceptable. And it shouldn't be acceptable for a youth organization ever. And I will continue this movement and continue until, till I want it, till I'm over it, until maybe I see that things have changed. If I'm bothering you, don't listen to me. You can stand with whatever you believe in. That is your right. You have constitutional rights to stand behind and do whatever you want to say and say whatever you want to say. Good for you. I'm going to continue to do what I'm going to do, and so will my family. So thank you for this. We're at 38, 36 now. More to come. Peace always. Love, energy, all the good things, people. Okay? We are such a good baseball family. And just, how dare y'all? How dare y'all? I hope everyone has a wonderful Saturday, and school is about to be out. So enjoy the summer, and if you want to follow, just keep following, because I'm not going anywhere. Bye.